On the bourse today, we actually saw the market slide a little bit lower than 1%, closing at 21,279.53 points. Basically, the number of gainers and the losers were 19 from the gainer side, and we had 39 losers. Basically, the market, from the positive note that it closed last week, we saw a little closing a little lower today, just below 1%. We expect generally the market to trade basically on a flat note this week, barring any news that were coming, except from the corporate actions that companies might give. But outside of that, we expect the market to generally just trade on a flat note for most of this week. Fenly.
Let's talk about the currency. How liquid is the interbank market currently?
The interbank market, it's quite not so liquid on the local side. The lending among banks, the rates among banks actually inched up a bit as market liquidity dried up on the back of CBN auction, as banks funding for the WDAS auction by the central bank, and other withdrawals that hit the system at the auction of the government bonds. But we expect the liquidity to have a turnaround soon, as the market will expect liquidity coming in from the federal allocation. We expect to see such inflows into the market, and we expect to see a plunge in the interest rates.
How's liquidity going to return to the market exactly?
Well, on the local side, we expect to see the government allocation coming into the market. Normally, such allocation actually inject liquidity into the local market, I mean the Naira market. While on the dollar Naira side, we do not expect to see much change in the way the dollar trades. We've seen a slight reduction in the demand at the CBN window for those past few auctions. We expect that might continue because we've had some oil company inflow coming to the market, and as such, that reduced the pressure a little bit from the CBN window. But outside of that, we just expect on the dollar Naira side for the market to trade flatly. We do not think any much liquidity or any more difference in the way the market trades would continue for most of this week. However, the only influx that might change the position of things is if we have the oil companies coming to the market. That's basically the alternative source of liquidity outside of the central bank.
And what's the Naira trading at the moment?
Naira, interestingly, actually gained some ground based on the lackluster demand at the CBN window today. The Naira actually closed at 154.0515 levels, opening at 154.2030, trading up to a high of 25.35. Actually, now closed flat at about 154.0515. Like I said earlier, we expect this would continue for most of the week, barring any inflows. We do not expect any major inflows that would have a turnaround in the way the market to trade for this week. So we expect the market to trade basically flat at 154.1020 levels for most of this week, Fenly.